Guys, Kate is back. Tukaribishe kwa shamba na nderemo.
I'm back again. Nimerudi. Yes, kwa vishindo na vishasha.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Welcome. We're so excited to have you back.
Thank you for having me again.
Karibu. We're so happy. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Acha nikunywe kopo la maji alafu tuanze mara that.
Sips water.
How was your week since you last came here?
My week was okay. Nimekuwa busy. Tunashona mabags.
By the way, tell guys what you're up to. What do you do?
Yeah. Currently, I have a fashion business inaitwa Unsubscribe Beauty and Fashion. So si ushona. Right now, we're working on a book lovers collection. We have tote bags, we have book sleeves, we have bookmarks, notebooks, all made using sustainable fabric. Like tunanunua fabric that is eco-friendly. We also buy from recycled fabric, like tunanuanga kwa hii market yenye fabric za kutupwa. Kuna fabrics tu watu wametupa tu, they don't want to sell. So we buy that. So we're keeping the environment friendly, and we're also making beautiful bags. Pia tunafanyia watu branded bags. Kama unafanya kitu and you need a tiny bags that have a logo on top, we customize them just for you. So that's what I've been up to. And we also do books. I have a book club. Recently nimefanya a kids book club. It was so fun. It was our first one. Mama alikuwa hapo, she was helping me with everything. So it was so nice. So we're planning to do another kids book club in December. But tuko na monthly book club. Every month tunakuanga tukidiscuss kitabu.
What kind of books?
All sorts of books. Because we are members of kwa WhatsApp tuko 100 members. We have 100 members, but of course half of them are who are active. So si uchagua vitabu, like wase wanachanga suggestions at the end of the book club. Alafu tunazieka in a poll. Watu wanachagua to discuss gani. Sometimes it's motivational, sometimes it's business, sometimes it's a biography, different things. So it's really mind opening. I love the book club because it makes me discuss vitu zenye singeifikiria. Kama politics, kuna siku we discussed politics. It was a very interesting conversation. So that's what I'm up to.
Where can guys find you? Because this we might not remember to do at the end.
You can find me on Instagram as Wamboi Kate Official. Wamboi alafu KATEE Official. Also on YouTube, I'm just Wamboi Kate. I've not posted any music in a while, but soon, slowly. Tunarudi. But still subscribe, follow me on Instagram and TikTok pia Wamboi Kate everywhere. In fact, intro yangu inakuanga it's Wamboi Kate in the building. That's my intro.
Nice. I remember when you were a small girl, I took you to the studio. The first time, I think you were 4 or 5. And I was listening to that cassette recently, and you sound so innocent.
Give me that cassette to listen.
I have it in the house and the kids were like, whose child is that? And I'm like, that's Kate. What? You're just singing that with a small voice. I remember when I used to sing in the house, you would listen and learn. And you would learn songs very quickly, just like Joy is learning quickly. And I thought, you know what, let me give you a song. And when I did my first album, you were in it.
I remember.
You were in it.
I remember that so well. But even growing up, I think I've always been like a model. Ukiangalia picha zangu, you know them. I'm standing like this, modeling 101.
I used to say, like, everything that I didn't become, you will become for me.
And I always had a window where I used to shoot my stuff. I remember even before I moved out, kulikuwa tu na mali nilikuwa naeka camera najifungia, and then I'm like I'm doing YouTube shows. Did you always know like I would be an entertainer?
No, but I thought you were creative. You were very creative. And I knew that because I was also creative, but I was creative behind the closed doors. Like you say, in my era, acting and entertainment and singing, it was like, what are you talking about? It wasn't something to talk about even with your parents. They would be like, what? No, you become a doctor, teacher, you know? Yeah, the regular 8 to 5, but they didn't give so much attention to talents.
Yeah.
So I also didn't know how to do that with you.
Yeah.
But good thing is that when I'm growing in it, you're with me.
Yeah. So I could learn.
You could learn.
Yeah.
You could learn. But I remember you really struggled with eating. Like every time you would eat, it was a problem.
Yeah.
To give you food. Eating was a problem. By the way, if you're watching us for the first time, Annie Rukenya, Kate, this is my firstborn daughter.
Hi.
Introduction as we go. Yeah, so you were very troublesome when it came to feeding.
What?
And I remember this one time, I told you, if you don't eat, you're going to, I'm going to punish you or something.
Yeah.
And I also remember you didn't like your potty.
Yeah.
Like anytime you would go to the potty, I started training you how to go and clean it in the washroom.
Yeah.
I remember this one time I told you, now take your potty, put some water in, and then go clean it, you know, and you're like, I'm not touching it.
That's my own poop, I'm saying that.
You refused, and you told me if I insist, and at that time I think you were 3 or 4.
What?
If I insist, you're going to leave the house, and you're going to go away. Na ukaniambia nipatie nguo yangu ya harusi, mimi naenda natoka kwa hii nyumba. Sijui ni harusi ya nani ulikuwa umesimamia, so ulikuwa na nguo yako ulikuwa umesimamia nayo. Nipatie nguo yangu ya harusi. Mimi hapa kwa hii nyumba. I told you, chukua hapo kwa kitanda. You went, you took your wedding dress, put it in a small black bag, na ukaenda. Na ilikuwa usiku. Wow. I watched you working, ukaenda mpaka kwa gate, ukafika hapo nje ya gate, ukatoka, ukalia hapo nje. And then after some time, you just came back. So I knew there is a drama in there somewhere.
Opanda, my grand uncle was a great leader. After how many children and then? He was known to have no man and frequently sent off those who sought out trouble for others with a flea in the ear. Has any one of you ever seen me gossiping with other women at the water hole? No. Why not? Why not find Ali to till my land? You, my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, have I ever begged for food from you like all your daughters-in-law do? Do I not have enough to eat and more left over to pack and exit with cattle, sheep, and goats? Children are a gift from where? To both the deserving and the undeserving. Do not even murderers, witches, and sluggards who cannot even see themselves have children. Should I spit in the eyes of Were and deny that he has given me children? When he creates a child at his mother's womb, at his own time and at his own volition, I have not stood between my husband and other women. He is the chief. I cannot order him whether to marry or not to marry. Be it noted also that the wealth I have created here is more than double. That's the topic for me as my bride price. This everyone knows.
Who do you think you are? What the hell do you think you are in this village? Who the hell do you think?
Just you there.
Okay, I understand myself now better.
Yeah, that was so dramatic.
I still struggle with food. Like, I'm very specific with food. I'm very specific. Naeza kula tu mchele na mbosho ama mchele na kamande and I'm good. Ama tu nyama peke yake. Like, I'm very specific. And actually, in my relationship, when we started dating, I used to come here and he would make me different things all the time. Yani nakuja napata amenitengenezea sijui salmon inaitwaje. Like different things. And so I had to learn a lot of different eating. You know, now he's half Indian, half Canadian. So kuna a different culture in food. So I've had to learn that, but pia I'm picky on that side as well. But at least I eat now. I'm better. I'm better. Na hapo kwa drama, it's in me. It's in it, as you can see. I can be dramatic.
Wow. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. So I remember I was talking about food, being a teen mom. I would take you to the hospital to ask the doctors to help me. Like I didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
To help me with you because you were not eating. Hata kuna point ulikuwa umekuwa malnutrition, hadi your stomach was very big and you were very tiny.
What?
Yeah, you were very tiny and your stomach was very big. Unaona kama watoto si wana uko hivyo kwenye kuna drought. Yes. Ulikuwa kwa borderline ya kwa shako. Nikakupeleka hosi. Nilitukanwa na madaktari wa Kenyatta Hospital. And at that time, hiyo ni ile Kenyatta Hospital unaenda, you go to hospital today and you will be treated after 2 days. Because you stay on the queue. Yes.
2 days.
The first day is finding your file.
Yeah.
The first day is for finding your file.
And you also have to queue to find your file.
Yes. You queue to find your file. You queue to give your card.
Yeah.
You queue to find your file.
Yeah.
You queue to hear your name being called.
Oh my
so that you're told which doctor is going to attend to you. Then you're given the name of the doctor or the office number. If you're in room 3, you're told then you're going to be in room 3. And then you queue now to see the doctor.
Yeah.
And you would be queuing for so long.
Wow.
Sometimes you would go to the hospital, you leave home at 5 a.m. in the morning. You're there, your file has not been found. It's 5 p.m. Guys are going home. And it was not 24 hours.
Yeah.
So you would stay
go
there.
home.
No. If you go home, you'll come and start again the process tomorrow.
Oh, no.
So you stay there. We stayed there for 2 days. And by the time ninafikiwa, that's when now the doctors are like, wewe msichana unazaa mtoto, wewe ni mdogo, haujui hata kuchunga mtoto, haupati mtoto chakula.
Yet you're there to take your daughter to hospital.
Yes. So it was not easy. It was not easy. So basically they gave me some medication for you. They told me mtoto hata anapata kwa shako, sijui nini. You know? And I
Is
had
it loud?
to.
Oh.
So they gave me some medication for it, which I gave you, and they told me to buy this porridge. Niekewe omena, terere, sijui nini.
I'm sure I didn't like it.
You would cry. So I would hold your mouth like this. Na kuwekea yo uji na kuchuna na ulie umeze. Because when you cry, you will open your mouth. So it was very, very difficult for me, you know, feeding you, because you would not eat. Ungeweka food kwa mdomo hivi zinakaa the whole day. Sasa maji mpaka inaanza kutoka hivi.
But why?
I don't know. I don't know why you were like that. I don't know why you are like that. But now, another thing that now I've come to know in your adulthood is that you were intolerant to lactose.
Yeah, by the way, you didn't know that.
I didn't know.
And the doctors couldn't tell you. You know, I grew up thinking, Wakenya wajui lactose intolerant.
Hawajui.
Ati huwezi kunywa chai na maziwa. It doesn't make sense to them.
So now, you see, I remember I said in the last podcast that I would sell milk. I would sell milk, samosa, I would hook samosas, sell milk and chips.
Yeah.
So because I'm selling milk, when I boil the milk, I would take...
And you give me? Oh my God.
I would take the cream. I would take the cream, put it in a cup. I would take some milk and
No wonder.
So I would give you very thick milk.
Oh my God. Because you thought it's the healthy.
Yes. I'm giving you the top layer of the milk.
I don't like it. I wish I could have told you something.
I didn't know. So I would give you a lot of... I'm selling milk.
Yeah.
So I would sell milk and give you a lot of it. And then you would not eat food.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't eat. So I didn't know you were lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just fed you milk, fed you everything I had in the house.
Yeah.
Everything I could. Yeah.
Good. I remember even when I was so small and I was going to school, I think tulikuwa tunaishi kona Gidembe there. And I was going to a school called Solid Rock.
Yeah.
So there was somehow going to that school kulikuwa na mlima hapo. You go down and up. But now in the morning you have to drink chai.
Yes.
So either you or shosho or auntie mwenye yako would prepare for me tea,
Yeah.
and I had to drink it.
Yes.
Like there was no choice because
No
naenda
choice.
shule.
Naenda shule lazima
Unawezaje
kunywe
kosa
chai.
kunywa
Na
chai?
ukienda shule unapewa chai shule.
Yeah.
Ama uji.
So nilikuwa nakunywa hiyo chai, and I remember being forced to drink and finish my whole cup.
Yeah.
But nilikuwa na feel kutapika. But you know they wouldn't understand. Nobody would understand. So I would just drink it all. Alafu kuna mali nilikuwa naenda natapika everything. Like almost every day. I would just go and vomit it. But also I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I just have a reaction to something. Yeah.
Well, now I know there's nothing I can do about it apart from educate new mothers.
Yeah.
If your child is having trouble eating, let him get checked, let her get checked for all these allergies. Yeah, for allergies. I didn't know. Plus,
but I think it was also more than that, because kama ni maziwa peke yake, it's understandable. But now if I'm also not eating food like normal food, then
I think it would be affected by how you had tea in the morning.
Yeah.
Because you had tea in the morning, so you've had an upset stomach all day.
Yeah.
By the time it's lunchtime, your stomach is still upset.
Yeah.
So you actually don't want to put something in there.
You don't want to eat anything.
But again, even breastfeeding when you were still not yet, eating food, solid food, it was still a problem.
So like from day one, I didn't like it. Yeah.
I took you back to hospital, I think after 2 weeks. I actually started giving you popo and water at 6 weeks.
Yeah, because I'm not
Because you're not breastfeeding. You would cry the whole night.
Yeah.
Like literally cry. So I don't know whether breast milk could affect you also. So you would cry the whole night. I remember one time you cried for like the whole week. You're crying. And I was so exhausted. I put you on the bed. I mean, I'm talking to you. I'm asking you what is the problem. You're not telling me. Of course, you can't talk. But I'm like, I don't know what to do. I put you there and I somehow went to sleep. And I left you crying. And in the middle of the night, I woke up. I'm like, I can't hear the cry. And I'm looking for you. You're not on the bed. Kumbe, you rolled over and you're under the bed. I look for you and I'm like, what? And you were under the bed. You had fallen over under the bed. Yeah, so I've never forgotten that.
Yeah, I remember you giving me that story.
Also, I've told you before. Yeah. So what do you think about children, like having children? You don't have any children right at the moment.
I kind of
You
do.
kind of, yeah. So tell us about that. Tell us about getting into this relationship that has a child and what you think about that.
Okay, I think it's very interesting because I didn't expect it. You know, like you don't plan to be a bonus mom.
Yeah.
So it just happened. I met Kalel when he was 4 years old. And what I'm happy about is that our relationship was just, it kind of came easily because like we liked each other, like as friends. So we would spend time together. He would enjoy spending time with me. We would do painting. Alafu is a boy who likes doing things just like me. So we do creative stuff together. He take boxes and carve them out. We paint every weekend. So I'm glad about that part, that our relationship is good. Because of course, when you're entering a relationship and somebody has a son or daughter, you're scared. How is your relationship with the daughter or son going to be?
Yeah.
Are they going to like you? Are they going to think that, you're somehow, stepmom shit and all the stories? All the stories that you hear are bad stories of stepmothers. Mama wa kambo anatritiana hivi nini, you have bad relationships. But I do believe there's good stepmom and children relationships. Yeah, I think they're there and we should normalize talking about them more. Ndio tuache hii story ya stepmoms are not, are just horrible people. I was also scared about now, of course, the other family, like the mom, and maybe showing in the picture. It's just something that you have to accept that, this is not my own baby. Like as much as I love him so much, this is someone else's baby. But I'm just a bonus to their life. And as long as it's positive, then that's good. So yeah, Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. So you're kind of co-parenting.
I'm kind of co-parenting, yeah.
Yeah.
We are co-parenting.
You are co-parenting.
Yeah, yeah.
So how is parenting?
It's interesting. I think, Jay and Joy, my brother and sister,
Yeah.
I feel like I knew, especially Jay, from when, like you said, from when he was 2 months,
Yeah.
I started raising him and
Yes.
being there.
Yeah.
And you and Shosh would go to work and I would be left with a very small baby, the crying. So I feel like I went through a lot with kids and raising them, and I learned a lot about myself. Jay was a very happy time for me because I had been the only child.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm going to finally get a brother. I would play with him or the whole house. Yani, I was just so happy.
Yeah.
He was like my best friend. So tunacheza hide and seek. We used to be very playful. But then I would find myself getting angry sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there's a time he took my journal and then he was tearing it. And it was like my favorite journal with like a blue leather cover. I think you had given it to me. And I was like, he was tearing it. He was still a baby, but I got so angry. I think I yelled or something that wasn't so good. So moments like this, and I think we've had so many back and forth with my brother and sister, like just growing up together and me being elder and them being young.
Yeah.
So I had to learn a lot about taking care of kids, about being calm in situations or trying to communicate with them. So I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
And so in my parenting, it's helping me. So in my parenting, I'm able to at least know how to handle different pressurizing situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not easy, but I enjoy it. And I feel like right now you asked me about me getting kids. At this point, if I'm being honest, like I feel like I'm not ready. I'm not yet there.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I have a bonus son with me that I can, I can go through a couple of things with.
Yeah.
And that's good enough for me for now,
Yeah.
until I'm ready. Maybe in 3 years, maybe in 4 years, who knows? I might.
Okay. Do you feel like is there anything me as your mother has ever done to prepare you for this, or do you feel like there was a very big gap that you didn't learn much that is helping you? I mean, is there anything that helps you
In parenting?
Yeah.
Definitely, yes. There's some things that I've learned from you. Of course, like the independence to do your thing and just pushing for my dreams, because I think you were very supportive when it came to my talents, when I wanted to sing, when I wanted to act. So that being a supportive parent is something that I learned from you. I think on the part of communication is where maybe the gap, because of not being together for long and growing apart, me and you, was quite a distance. And so that's something that I have to learn. Yeah.
How to communicate now to
like
Kali.
something, to Kali. Like maybe he's doing something, maybe something has happened, and then you have to explain it, this and this. Or okay, I'm glad to be the good parent, the one who doesn't shout and everything, but also just communicating the do's and the don'ts. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your menstrual challenges, the things you went through earlier on. Kwanza, how was your first time? Was I there, your first time?
No, I was in school.
You were in school?
Yeah, I was in school.
High school?
I think I was in class 8 or 7.
Ah.
Yeah.
I wasn't around.
You were not around.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in a science class, and I wasn't very good with science in primary.
Yeah.
I wasn't very good with science. And this teacher, the strokes I would get lots of strokes every time. But then now I'm in this science class, but then I'm feeling this sharp pain in my stomach. I'm like, what's going on? Sharp pain, and it goes on. Then I start feeling like throwing up. and you know it's that people who go through like heavy menstrual periods, you throw up like it's like egg. Sijui ni kama mayai. It's like yellow, but it has some white and it smells. So I started throwing up, and I was too scared to tell the teacher that I'm not feeling okay. But then my friend just said, and then I was throwing up like in a bag or something. Then I went outside, and it was so painful. I remember. And from the first time of my periods, I used to have 2 days of extreme pain. Yeah, ningelala too at the back of the class. And of course I went to boarding very early, so sikuwa na option most of the time. You just have to be in class, but it was very painful. Alafu hakukuwa na dawa at that time. So that was my first period.
I remember you guys calling me and telling me, you know, you're going through all this and there's pain, and I'm like, huh? For me, I just look at my calendar, I know it's tomorrow. And so I'm just ready because it's tomorrow. So for me, I'm ready with my pad, everything I need. I just have it ready. I never go through cramps. I never go through anything. So I did not expect you to go through any of that. So when I heard it, I was like, maybe there's another problem. And I remember when I came back for my leave, I actually took you to a gynecologist so that you can get checked.
I remember.
And that's when I think she put you on hormonal pills to help you manage. So how has the journey been, and has it affected any of your relationships?
My menstrual period? Over time, the pain has kind of become more manageable. Also niko na hii pill yenye when I take it, it just really helps. You know, sometimes you just need to find that one painkiller. Inaitwa Doloact. So I just take that. I think hata kuna times when we were at home and I would get the periods, you were there experiencing them. And I would strip everything. I would sleep on the floor. Kuna time
it's literally like labor pains.
Like I couldn't, yani siezi lala. Naenda choo narudi huko. It was unimaginable. Alafu kuna time ulinipeleka hospitali to get like an injection or something like in the middle of the night. I think we were in Pangani. But sasa over time it's become better with the pills. Alafu pia I have family planning implant over here for the last 2 years now. And waliniambia this is the one thing that maybe if you put, it reduces menstrual pain. And it did it. I mean, it has its other side effects. Kama for example, I'll find myself bleeding for more than 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. So especially when it's adjusting to your body. But kwa the cramps part, it really helped. Sometimes it still comes, but the pain is just like more manageable. Like I can work. Before I couldn't be even in class. Anything. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. Which makes me wonder, you know, endometriosis has been something that a lot of people are talking about. I think people who have like excessive cramp pain should definitely get checked, because it's normalized, like itaisha tu.
Ati za mtoto itaisha ukiza mtoto. Which I don't think it is not wise to do that, you know. Not. It's good to get checked. And you know, the government should provide avenues where you know, such conditions are treated. And Jambi, the late Jambi, was a big advocate. And it came to that.
So I see people like that. Kama Jambi, alikuwa na go through that too because of periods. Now the worst part is that our country doesn't know how to. They don't do anything. Don't get it. They don't get it. They don't see it as a problem. They're not endorsing it. They don't have the right treatment for it. We find people having to travel overseas to get treatment. It's very sad. And it also looks like saizi people have started knowing about it.
Did it affect any of your relationships?
Not that I would think of. Maybe sasa because of the change in mood swings, nini. But in my relationships, Not much. Not much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember one time we got a phone call that you had, because you would even faint.
Yeah.
You fainted in town.
Yeah.
Uko River Road.
Mahali OTC or
OTC,
something. Yeah.
ukaingizwa kwa church fulani kwa hapo huko ndani. So I was being called by the security. Kuna msichana ako hapa amefaint. Anatapika tu. It's hatujui ni nini.
Yeah.
And I think I was on duty. So I sent my mom to come get you.
Yeah.
When she came, got a cab, brought you home.
Yeah. And I remember it used to come very randomly.
Yeah.
So hata ujui ikikuja, it would
yeah.
hit you and it can hit you anywhere. And yeah, and then now I wouldn't just know what to do.
Yeah.
I remember, nilifaint town.
Yeah,
that was dangerous.
That was dangerous. And I really thank God. Ulifaint tu kwa gate ya church. And then they took you in. Hata huku ulikuwa unconscious. Huku unajisikia.
Yeah.
That watchman was kind. Akapiga simu. I think he just looked at your phone. Akapiga simu and you know, my mom came to get you. Yeah, so even as we're talking, you know, we're talking about this so that even guys out there, when you're in a relationship, you know, it's good to know how your girlfriend, you know, what the experiences are when it comes to periods, because some go through period pain. It's important because you might get into a relationship when you're dating, because you're not living together, you might not know what this person goes through. Maybe ile time ako na periods anasema tu feel poor. But when you're together, you're looking to get married. When you get married, I mean, this is something that is going to be a problem for both of you. Not a problem, but an issue that both of you are going to go through together.
Yeah.
So don't think that mtu anajifanya, because kuna wale wanaweza sema hivyo. Especially we see that in companies, that someone is going through this and they're like, you know, kwani you have to get 2 days off every time.
You have periods.
Ati kuna kwani ni wamama wangapi wako na periods hapa nje?
It should be made official.
It should.
All women should take a day off.
A day,
when they
actually 3 days. Me, when I'm having, I don't even like going anywhere. Yeah, I go just because if I need to, then I go. Yeah, but it's not something to, you know, slide under the carpet. It is something to talk about. Talk about it with your spouse. Talk about family planning. Talk about what she goes through her period during periods. Talk about what she uses. Is it pads? Is it tampons? Whatever it is, talk about it, because this is part of her life and it is going to be part of your life when you get married. So msi get married alafu unaona wife anakucall anakuambia manze ebu ingia hapo super unichukulie pads, utatumwa brother. And you need to, you know, ingia supermarket ulete. So,
exactly. And especially like family planning, I feel like there's a lot of relationships where women they do the family planning for the guy. Ile yenye I'm doing it so that, you know, uko sawa, but it comes with a lot of side effects. You know, and you have to like be aware of the side effects, because somehow it affects you physically, it affects you mentally. So even when you're sharing with a person, like when you're trying to make a decision for family planning with your partner, he also needs to consider that all these things might happen and just be ready for it.
They're going to come. These mood swings are going to come. So you need to be welcome. To welcome them, just be ready for them. That's true. Wow, do you have a question for me? I've been asking the questions.
So now, how are your periods now?
Same. I just look at my calendar on the 26th day. They're here and I don't feel anything. I only struggled when I was on a certain family planning method, but when I changed, I mean, I went back to normal.
Okay. Is there a right way for your partner to treat you when you're going through your periods? You know, sometimes you're like, you want now this is the princess time. You know, it should be like that. Ice cream iletwe hapa, everything that I want. Ni Netflix and chill. Like, would it be wrong for maybe a woman to ask and say that, you know, I'm on my periods, I can't cook today. I just want
Yeah. That's why I was saying earlier that it is important to have this discussion, to have this conversation, especially before you get into marriage.
Yeah.
So that when you get together, because when you're living apart, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's good to say, hey, me, when I'm having periods, this is what I go through. This is what I desire, and also talk about your love language.
Yeah.
And if your love language is acts of service, and that's the best time for your partner to serve you.
Okay.
So it's from relationship to relationship. So, but these conversations are important to have before you get into marriage. But if they were not had before you got into marriage, communication is key in marriage. If you and your partner don't talk about the things that matter, the things that you like, things that you want him to do for you, then you're gonna miss them. And probably he's open to it. Probably he's open to it. So just tell him.
Just ask.
Ask. And you can ask before you get there, before you get to your periods, so that he's mentally aware. So when he sees your pad on the table, he knows, okay, it's time to make sure there's ice cream in the fridge. It's time to make sure I run the water for her so that she gets her bubble bath, whatever it is. So just discuss them in happy moments. So it's also good to look at the mood when you're bringing this in, not when you're having an argument. Like, you also need to do this for me. You've never done this for me. So when you're, happy hiking, happy having, a nice moment, just bring it up and say, you know what, I'd actually like. I'd like this and that.
I'm curious, what's your love language?
My love language is time. What do you call it? Spending quality time.
Quality time.
Yeah, quality time. I mean, I don't crave for gifts much. I crave for quality time. Let's just sit there and talk, because I'm not that kind of a person. I don't have so many friends, so I don't have many outlets. You know how you hear girls have so many friends and so they talk a lot, so I don't have that. So my outlet, I prefer my outlet to be the person who is closer to me. So give me that time. Let me tell you how my day was. Let me tell you a joke I had. Quality time.
I like
the
that.
Best for me.
Yeah, that's good.
What's yours?
Okay, me, I have many. Okay. Time together is very important to me. But we can be quiet, and that's still enough for me. Like, as long as we're just together, we can either be quiet, we can be talking, but just being together and doing different things together is important for me. And also, what is it? Words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. I need to be affirmed all the time, like to be remembered. I do love you. I do love you. Because, sometimes you get into your head. Those are my two.
Okay.
I like gifts once in a while also. So, sometimes. It's good too. It's a nice thing.
Yes. What about apology language? How do you like to be apologized to?
I've never thought about that.
Everybody has a way they would like to be apologized to.
Yeah.
Some people, just a text, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That would be okay for them. Others, narrate everything you did wrong to me, and then say sorry, and then make sure I say yes, I forgive you. So there are different people who are, demand to be apologized to differently. What is the pattern for you?
I think apology language. I think communication, like we can't do a text. I'm not the text one, I'm the other one. I need like to be able to know exactly why did it transpire like this, and what are we planning to do better about it, what's the plan here. And of course just to be loved. Sometimes like the inaitwa kubezwa, like kubembeleza, something like that, to be explained to nicely in a nice way.
I think I'm also like that. I like explanations. I don't like having things hanging over my head. Like if something happened, no matter how grand it was, sawa ishafanyika, let's talk about it, let's address it. And I want you to see from from my point of view, how that thing affected me and how I see it. So this is what you did. This is how I see it. I want to say it.
Yeah.
So I like explaining and saying, like, this is how I saw it. This is what you did. From your point of view, you've explained. Now this is my point of view. So I like voicing from my point of view. And also, like, after I've done that and you have understood why I'm upset, and you actually say, you know, okay, fine, whatever the resolution is concerning this and what do we do moving forward, I mean, that helps. Then it resolves for me. I will never go back to it.
Yeah.
But if we leave it hanging, of which sometimes I do that, I'll say a mistake, your name say amefanya hivi na hivi na hivi. I leave it, giving them a second chance, thinking
it will change.
It will change.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But it gets to a certain point, Nico, like, ai, apana, hii imejirudia sana. So then I will bring it up and say, even this day, to the details zote. This is what happened. This is what I felt. This is what happened. This is what I felt. You did this. This is what I felt. And now moving forward, what do you think you need to do about this?
Yeah.
So
what if maybe the other person doesn't know what to say or have anything to say, and let's say umemwexplainia, umemwambia A to Z, and then they're just like, it's okay. They're like, I love you, Polly.
as long as they understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, did I communicate? Even if you don't get me, because it happens, I'll tell you for free, like, the minds of women and the minds of men, they are totally different.
Yeah.
We are different species. So, according to me, this cup is blue, but according to him, it's another color, you know? And so let's just agree this cup is colorful.
Yeah.
But understand my point of view and let me understand your point of view.
Yeah.
So they will never 100% get us. 100%.
Or react the way you want them to.
Or react the way you want them to. It will never happen. And we cannot change them.
Yeah.
It will never happen.
Yeah.
So the best thing is just say everything that you want to say.
Yeah.
Everything you feel.
Yeah.
How that thing makes you feel. And how you see it from your point of view. Even if they don't see it that way, at least you've painted it for them to see.
Yeah.
So hata kama bado hajaget na amesema tu ni sawa.
Then
Bora
wewe umesema your piece.
Bora wewe umesema your part so that you don't have it reserved in your heart.
Yeah.
Because he will still do it again if you keep it because hajaget. So anytime he comes to that situation again, atakumbuka this is what it made her feel.
Yeah.
Especially about feeling. Always say, you know, this is what it made me feel.
Yeah.
This is what I feel. So it's important. When they know what it makes you feel, then they don't want you to feel like that. Because they love you, they don't want you to feel like that. So they will refrain from
doing that.
Doing it,
Yeah. And it's always nice when somebody does something different after you had talked about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say you talked about it and then they said, okay, now, and then it happens again, but then they react in a different way. It's very validating.
Yes.
Yeah.
So relationships, I mean, it's they grow from one level to another. Even the people who've been married for 20 years, they fight about issues. But you find that as you're growing in a relationship, you will fight about the issues that you're fighting about or having disagreements about. Make you grow, help you grow, even as you are going into the next level of your life. You will find that, wow, we don't fight about this anymore. We have grown. So it's good not to stay there with a situation unresolved because it will it will be a barrier
to the growth.
It will be a barrier to the growth.
That's nice.
So whatever it is, if it's about making the bed, fight about it. If it's about who's cooking tonight, fight about it. Fight about it, argue it out, discuss it, and come up with a resolution. Like every disagreement should have a resolution. What do we do? This is what it makes me feel. This is what it makes me feel like you're thinking about me. So because you did this, you ignored me when I called you didn't call me back, whatever it is, it made me feel like this. And now I am thinking you don't care. I'm thinking you don't love me. Don't be afraid to say it. Say it. And then ask, so how do we go about this? This is how I would want to be treated. Yeah, this is how. If it's too heated and you don't want to resolve or talk about it at the heat of the moment, wait until the next day.
Yeah, when you're calm.
So that you're able to come up with a resolution. Because when it's heated, utasikia mtu amesema, sawa, basi nitakuwa tu nakufanyia hivyo. Sawa, nitafanya venye unataka.
You see, nobody is listening to each other.
Yes.
Oh, I've learned something new. The apology language. Yeah. I knew there was love language, but I didn't know there's apology language.
Yeah, there's apology language. Yeah, someone can apologize to you in a way like, aliniambia pole lakini I don't trust
feel
them.
Like sorry.
Yes, because there's a way you demand to be apologized to.
Yeah. I've had that before. So if you have an issue with someone, like for example with a friend, is it right to ask what's your apology language? You can ask, yeah?
Or not when you're having an issue. No, the best way to ask would be, how else would you have wanted me to do this? Like whatever the issue is, how else would you have wanted it done?
Then you can get their point
then you
of
get
view.
their point of view. Yeah.
Okay.
Once you get their point of view, then and then have that mental note that one day when you're having a happy moment, you can ask.
Yeah.
Just because you want to help yourself for next time.
Yeah.
But then, I like being apologized to this way. What about you?
Yeah.
Do you feel like we resolved the issue the other day? You can revisit. Do you feel like we resolved? Ama, do you feel like there's something? Yeah, so you can go back to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, we're done. Anything, any last thoughts?
Any last thoughts? I'll always say, love yourself, take care of yourself, do the things that matter to you. Don't forget yourself in relationships, in friendships. Like, stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're ni wewe tu. You're the one who lives with yourself. You're the one who goes through things. So just always remember yourself. And I think that's it for me, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And niite tena, I will come.
You'll come back.
Yes.
Umesikia? Mlango ya Ready to Mingle iko open. We're here. If you have questions for Wambui Kate, drop them in the comment box.
Yes, please.
Hapo chini. Ask them if there's something you want us to talk about. We are open to it.
Yeah.
So just let us know.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
me. Yeah, we are excited.
Yeah.
We'll see you again on Friday at 8 p.m. on Ready to Mingle. Bye.